Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am,
Yeah.
you're audible.
Yes.
Good
Ma'am,
evening,
can
ma'am.
you speak little louder? I can't hear you.
Yeah, now is my voice clear?
Ma'am, still very low.
Is it for everyone or?
It's fine, I guess now.
It's fine, ma'am.
No, like I
Yes,
can
ma'am.
hear others properly, but your voice is very low.
No, we can hear her.
Okay, whoever is having a issue, please try rejoining once. If it's not fixed, you can tell me.
Sure.
All right. So, last session, what was discussed?
Hello. Ma'am, echo sound is there from your side.
Okay, hold on. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay,
Can you
just
repeat?
anyone
I
tell me
just
what was
rejoined.
discussed in last session? Is week two practice assignment done?
No.
Ma'am, I have a doubt in question number 8.
I think I saw the last session. It was week two practice only. I think you were discussing.
But
Uh,
still I have a doubt in question number 8.
Question number 8 from which assignment?
Practice assignment.
No, no, from which week you're saying?
Week 2.
Week two practice, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wait, let me open the PDF. So, what should we do today? Should we discuss the practice assignment again, or should we start with week three after taking your doubts?
Ma'am, we haven't got the week 3 content yet.
Oh, okay, it is not released yet, right?
Yeah, on the YouTube it's there, but on our portal it's not there.
Ma'am, we can do
Okay,
questions also today of week 2.
yeah, yeah. Let's try to
From
do that.
week
Let's
two
finish
questions.
the okay. Let's finish the practice assignment one more time.
Yeah,
Then we can visit the activity questions.
okay. Let me just open the practice assignment.
Okay, just give me a
Practice
second.
assignment of week two, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
week three I think will be released by this Thursday.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, should we start from the first question itself? Then we'll go one by one to all the questions, and I guess all your doubts will be covered.
Is it week 1 or week 2?
Week 2.
Okay, just let me open it just a
Ma'am, they
second.
are already discussing last session city test session.
Okay, so this is discussed. That's what I asked in the beginning of the session, but some people are saying it's discussed. Okay, tell me which question you have doubt here. Question 8, right?
Question 8.
Ma'am, are we solving it like that?
I'm just taking whatever doubts you have from week 2. Because I think because we had like 3 sessions already, and that
Ma'am,
is,
can we solve it like fully?
yeah, I'll do that if you want, but first let's clear up the doubts that people have. Okay, so this one, right? 8, 9, this is a comprehension question. This is the one, please check.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So what is the question saying? It is the following pseudocode is executed using scores dataset. So everyone is clear on what scores dataset contains, right? So it is a dataset of 30 cards we have, where each card has information about an individual student, right? So it has their name, date of birth, city, town, what marks they have scored in individual subjects, total marks, all of this information. And also every card is given a separate sequence number, right? A unique number. So first we will see how this pseudocode is executing. Then based on this, we have 2 questions. So initially I have 3 variables, A, B, and C, all assigned 0. Now the first while loop starts here, line 2. So while file 1 has more cards. So we will run this while loop until I have exhausted my scores dataset deck of cards. Right. So every iteration I'll pick up 1 card. So pick up the top card X from file 1. Now next there is a if block. So if mathematics marks of that student is less than their physics marks, that is the student X has scored more in maths than in physics, then you increment all 3. Right. So whatever the value of A, B, and C are, all will be incremented by 1. Again, next if block checks that if you have scored, if the student X has scored greater in mathematics than in physics, then only B and C are incremented. A is not incremented. And last if block is if the marks in mathematics and physics are exactly equal, in that case only C is incremented. So tell me one thing, for any student X, at max, how many of these if blocks can be executed in an iteration?
Ma'am, what
For
did
a,
you say?
for any student X, is it possible that we will be able to execute more than one of these if blocks?
No, ma'am.
No.
No. Right. There are only 3 possibilities. Either you scored less in maths than in physics, or more in maths than in physics, or equal marks. Okay, so that's what this is doing. Now, at the end of execution, what can this ABC represent? From here, what can we tell? So only if you have exactly equal marks in both maths and physics, then just C is incremented, right? So when is A getting incremented? A is only incremented once when maths marks is less than physics. But see, C is incremented in all 3 cases. Okay, so before we derive anything more, let's see what the question is asking. What will the value of C minus A represent? So now tell me, C represents what? Since C is getting incremented for every student, right? Because for every student, there are only 3 possibilities. So either possibility will happen, but C will get incremented regardless. So if I go through all 30 cards, how many times will C be incremented?
Number of
30
students.
times.
30 times. So C basically is nothing but number of students. Okay. What is B? B is getting incremented if for every case where maths and physics marks are not equal, right? So B represents number of students where maths marks is not equal to physics marks. Correct? What does A represent? Number of students where?
Physics marks is more than maths marks.
Correct. Or I can write maths is less than physics.
Only?
Okay. So now if I do C minus A, Manish, can you? Yeah. Okay. C minus A will give me what? So C is total number of students. Out of that, I'm taking out students who have scored less in maths than in physics. So what is left over?
More than.
Greater than.
Greater than.
Greater than or equal to.
Greater than or equal to. Correct. So I can say that C is the set of all students. A is the set of students who scored more in physics than in maths. So if I subtract A from C, then I am left with number of students where maths marks is greater than or equal to physics. Can I say this?
How come equal to when we are deducting C minus A? Because C is equal to, right?
C is the set that contains all students, right? Because C is getting incremented for every possibility.
Okay.
So for any student, only one of the possibilities can be true at one time, right? One of the if blocks will be true. So C will be incremented for every student. So if I
Yeah.
take out just the less than part, then what is left over is greater than equal to.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
now answer this question. What will the value of C minus A represent? This is an MSQ. So first option is saying number of students whose mathematics marks are at least as much as physics marks. So at least as much as physics marks means it has to be greater or equal to, right? See, in CT, just remember these two terminologies. This will help you in a lot of questions. At least always means greater than equal to. At most always means less than equal to.
Less than equal.
Right. So these two things you remember for solving questions. So is option A correct?
No, ma'am.
Yes, it is
Students
correct.
whose mathematics marks are at least as much as physics marks. That means mathematics marks greater than equal to physics marks. So that is the set that is left over. So A is correct. B is saying number of students whose mathematics marks are at most as much as physics marks. So at most will also contain this less than, right? Which I have eliminated. That is what A represented. So is option B correct? See, understand
No,
it. Here it is saying maths marks are at most as much as physics marks. So what is the symbol for at most? Less than equal to. Right. So maths less than equal to physics. Is this same as C minus A? No. C minus A is maths greater than equal to physics. So B I can directly eliminate. C is saying number of students whose physics marks are at least as much as maths marks. Is this correct?
Yes.
no,
Yes, it should be.
Again, check the symbols. Physics marks are at least as much as maths marks. That means physics has to be greater than equal to math.
Yeah.
So is this symbol and this expression and this expression same?
no.
They're
No, ma'am.
opposite, right?
But in the option A, it was saying the mathematics marks are at least as physics marks. So technically, like statement number A and statement number C is same.
No, they're not same at all. They're complete opposites of each other.
Yeah, but
Option A is saying maths marks are at least as much as physics marks. That means in maths, I have to score either equal to physics marks or more than physics marks. Right?
yeah.
That is at least. And option C, physics has to be equals to maths marks or greater than maths marks.
Okay.
So these are opposites, right? So option C is also wrong. Okay. Last one is number of students whose physics marks are at most as much as maths marks. So what is the symbol for at most? Less than equal to. So physics has to be less than equal to math. So this symbol, this expression, is it similar to C minus A expression?
Yes, ma'am.
These two are same, right? M is the M has to be equal to physics or greater than physics in both these cases. So that means D is also correct. So options A and D are the answers. Is this clear? Whoever asked this question.
Yes, ma'am.
So since we are doing this, okay, anyone else has doubt in this? So since we have done question 8, let's also do question 9. It's from the same pseudocode. So what will C minus B represent? So now you tell me. I did for C minus A. You know what A, B and C are representing. So what will C minus B give me? Just tell me the statement. Number of students for whom?
So, ma'am, number of students who have physics marks more than or equal to maths marks.
Is it, read carefully, what is B representing? Number of students where maths and physics marks are not equal.
to physics.
Right. That means either maths is greater or physics is greater. I don't care. They are just not equal.
Average time I use my phone every day for 30 days in May. And in June, I was not able to sit and study for just 2
Anjeet,
hours
can
a
you
day.
please
And
mute
second week
yourself?
of June, I broke that cycle scientifically.
Who is this?
Ma'am, what was the question? Did you ask C minus B?
Yeah, C minus B. So C is the set of all students.
Yeah.
B is the set of students whose maths and physics marks are not equal. I don't know whether maths is greater or physics is greater.
Yes,
They are
ma'am.
just not equal.
Yes, ma'am.
So if I take that out, what is left?
It will be exactly equal.
Who's
Exactly equal. So number of students where maths and physics are exactly equal. Can I say this?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now check the options. I think this is an MCQ. Okay. First option is saying number of students whose maths marks are equal to physics marks. Is correct?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. It's correct.
Yes,
It is correct. We took out the unequal part. So whatever is left is the equal part. Okay. Just do Venn diagrams if it gets difficult. So this is C, set of all students. Right. Now inside this B is a set. Smaller set is B. So B represents where maths and physics marks are not equal. So if you take not equal out, whatever is left has to be equal one. Right. Not equal encompasses both things. This as well as this. Right. So option B is saying number of students whose maths marks are more than physics marks. No.
Ma'am, what
Similarly,
sentence you said incapacitated? That means?
yeah, encompass means that it covers all these values. That is, with the students whose maths marks are greater than equal to physics, or students whose physics marks are greater than equal to maths. All of them combined are already covered in this maths not equal to
No, ma'am, your
physics, right?
statement, just there was some network issue. The statement, what did you say was? Yeah.
I said that this not equal to sign encompasses both sets of students where maths is greater than equal to physics and physics is greater than equal to maths.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So if I take that out, only the exactly equal part is remaining. So I can directly eliminate option B, C, and D. Right? Because there is no comparison. They have to be exactly equal. So only option A is the correct answer.
ये इनसे पढ़ाई थे को.
Is everyone clear on this question? Any doubt?
Can you repeat again, ma'am?
Yeah, see. C represents all students, right? For all 30 students, C will be incremented. B represents number of students whose maths and physics marks are not equal. How did I get to this conclusion? Because B is incremented even when maths marks is less than physics marks or maths marks is greater than physics marks. So for both those sets of students, B is getting incremented. So B represents the group of students whose maths and physics marks are unequal. Right?
Yes. Yes,
So if I
ma'am.
take that unequal part out, what is left in C? The people whose maths and physics marks are equal. So that's the answer. So I hope question 8 and 9 are clear for everyone. This type of comprehension questions will get in quiz 1 qualifier. Okay, so should we solve this entire assignment again from the beginning?
Yes, ma'am.
Except for these two questions. These two are
Ma'am,
discussed.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
week 1 practice SS practice.
Week 1 practice, yeah. Okay, let me just discuss this one. Then at the
Good.
end of the class, we can take all your doubts from any other assignments. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So first question, let's see. The following procedure counts. Are you able to see the font or should I This is okay, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
It's fine.
Okay. So the following procedure counts the number of students from Mumbai. So whenever you're reading a question in CT, just keep on noting down whatever facts are given. So again, from here I can say that city town has to be Mumbai. Okay. Next, whose total marks are more than the average total marks from the scores data set. That means average total marks of all students, right? So these people's total marks are greater than the class average total. So the following procedure counts the number of such students from Mumbai and stores it in variable A. Okay, so till now we have understood that A contains people whose city town is Mumbai and whose total marks is greater than
Average.
average T, that is class average or entire data set average, right? So let average T be the average total marks of the entire data set. Now the programmer may have made some mistakes in one or more steps. You have to identify all the mistakes, and this is an MSQ type, so there can be more than one mistake. Okay, now you have all the information. Now look at the it is just 6 steps. Okay, so it should be very easy. Step 1 is arrange all cards in single pile, pile 1. That is the while loop we run, right? So until pile 1 has more cards. So step 1, nothing is wrong. Step 2, initialize variable A to 0. So we are counting number of students, right? So A needs to be incremented whenever a student fulfills the criteria. That is, they are from Mumbai and their total is greater than class average. So in that case, variable should be initialized to 0 or 1. Is step 2 correct or incorrect?
It is correct.
It is correct.
Correct. Right, because we haven't seen any cards so far. So A is 0. So step 1, step 2, no mistake. Step 3, if file 1 is empty, then stop the iteration. So that is the while condition. So we will run until there are more cards in pile 1. So step 3 is also correct. Now step 4 is saying read the top card in pile 1. Fine. Step 5 is if city town equals to Mumbai and total is greater than average T, then add 1 to A. So is this checking both our conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So after both conditions are checked, always check these. Okay. So if since here there is and given, that's why this is correct. Both have to be true together. Then step 6 is move the current card to another pile, pile 2, and repeat from step 3. This is done so that we don't check for duplicate cards, right? Every card is checked only once. So can we find any mistake in this pseudocode?
No, ma'am. No.
No, ma'am.
No mistake. So answer is option D. Clear for everyone?
Just one thing, when we go in the steps, ma'am,
Hmm.
you just I wanted to ask the step to initialize variable A to 0. Like, what is its significance, ma'am? Why it's not
This.
when? Yeah.
Okay. So every time you are using a variable, we have to initialize it. Okay. Now, when you learn programming languages after this, so in programming language like C, there you have to initialize a variable before you can use it in the actual program. But in other languages like Python, you can directly use a variable. Okay. But in this case, we have to initialize that A is initially 0. A contains 0 because we haven't seen any cards so far. Once we start reading the cards, then if the conditions match, then we can increment A. So every time we find one such student for whom the criteria match, I can say that this student is part of this variable A, whatever A represents. Understood?
So, ma'am, you are saying in Python we don't have to initialize A to 0, but in other programming language we have to initialize the first
Yeah, in
variable to
some
0.
languages, no. In some languages, you have to initialize all variables, okay, before you use them. And in some languages, you don't need to. So it
No,
totally
ma'am,
depends
but
also.
I thought
Yeah,
that in even in Python you have to initialize the variables if you
yeah.
want
See,
to do
if you
certain. You
want,
do not have to give the data type of it, unlike
hmm,
in Java and C++ and C,
right.
right?
See, in Python, what happens? If you want to work with a
It
variable, you
has
can directly
dynamic
work with it.
allocation for the data type.
Right. So you don't have to give that A is integer type. You can directly allocate it an integer value. Right. So that you cannot do in C. But the point here is that you do not always need to initialize variables. That depends on the question. Like in this question, it is important to initialize. In some other programs that you write, you don't have to initialize C. If you write the Fibonacci sequence, for example, if you know. So if you want to write the Fibonacci series, in that case, you have to initialize the first two variables,
Yes,
to
ma'am.
0
So
and 1.
generally, when we are adding something to the variable
Hmm.
itself, then we have to initialize it to 0
Right.
and multiplying, then
Whenever
initialize it to 1, right?
1. Correct. Because
Okay.
whenever we go for sum, we have to start with this 0. Once we find something, we can keep adding. And like you said, in multiplication, we have to start with 1. So this is clear, right,
Ma'am,
for
I had
everyone?
one question.
Yeah.
Ma'am, actually in this algorithm, I faced the same thing in the week 1, week 2 both. The algorithm here that is in pile 1, in step 3, pile 1 is empty, then stop the iteration. Ma'am, why this step 3 exists even? It should be like if pile 1 is empty, then directly go to pile 2, right? But
Why
if
will
it
you go to
gets
pile
pile
2?
1 as empty, it will stop. The program
No,
will
no,
completely stop. So that is wrong, right?
no. Why will you go to pile 2?
Because I have to check pile 2 cards also.
What are pile 2 cards? Pile 2 was initially
Uh,
empty. All cards were in pile 1. Once I'm checking a card, I'm moving it to pile 2 because that card has already been checked. So why do I need to check that again? Pile 2 is all the cards that we have already checked. Okay, that's why we are moving them to a separate pile so that we don't pick the same card again.
and that
So
means pile 2 doesn't exist here.
pile 2 exists. We are creating a pile called pile 2. That is, pile 2 was initially empty. Every time we read a card, we add it to pile 2 so that we don't read that card again.
Oh, okay, okay. Got it, got it.
Okay, so this line is just that while statement, that while pile 1 has more cards. Okay, same thing. Just relate this to the actual pseudocode. Any other question here?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So question 2 is saying the following procedure takes data from scores dataset and counts the number of female students whose physics marks. So again, let's note down. So gender, x dot gender. Let's say x is a card. So x dot gender should be female. Whose physics marks are more than their chemistry marks, but less than their maths marks. Okay, so we want such female students whose physics marks are more than chemistry marks. So physics has to be greater than chemistry, but less than math. So physics has to be less than math. These are the three criteria. Female, physics greater than chemistry, physics less than math. So if I find such a student, I'm going to increment variable A. I want to store the number of such students, right? The programmer again may have made some mistakes, so you have to identify. So this is MSQ. So again, let's start. Step 1 is arrange all cards in pile 1. This is fine. Step 2 is initialize variable A to 1. Is this correct?
No, ma'am.
What are we
Yes.
doing? Summation. Right. Increment we are doing. So if I initialize it to 1, that means before I have seen any card, A is already considering that one such student exists. Maybe no such student exists, right?
Yes.
So this has to be A equals to 0 initialization. So this step 2 is wrong. Let's see any other mistakes. So assume that I have fixed this mistake. A is assigned 0 in the beginning. After that, step 3. If pile 1 is empty, stop the iteration. This is fine. Step 4, read the top card in pile 1. This is fine. Step 5, if gender is F, that is the current card you have picked, if the gender is female, and maths marks less than physics marks. Is that the correct condition?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Physics marks less than maths, right? And chemistry less than physics. This is okay. Chemistry less than physics, but this condition is wrong. So if all three conditions satisfy, then add it to A. So is this step 5 correct?
No, ma'am.
No, because of this one condition. Step 6, move the current card to pile 2 and repeat from step 3 again. Right. Any other mistakes we can see?
No.
So which options are correct?
A.
Step 2,
Who and C?
step 5. So A and B. A and B are done.
Then just a little bit doubt when somebody asked you last time if one pile one is empty, then stop the iteration. What was that regarding? Can you explain once again? Like just a little bit having.
This is the line. See, in pseudocode we have this as the while loop condition, right? That we will run the while loop as long as I have cards left. Because every time I pick a card and I check it, I move it to pile 2. right? So the number of cards will keep on decreasing in pile 1. So until pile 1 is completely exhausted, we will run the iteration.
So, ma'am, you said that we have already created pile 1 and pile 2 before the iteration. You are saying that.
Pile 1 is just all the cards in sports data set. Okay, that is in pile 1 initially. And initially pile 2 has nothing. So I check each card from pile 1 and I move it to pile 2. So at the end of iteration, all 30 cards should be moved to pile 2 and pile 1 should be empty. Understood?
Okay, so you said that this line could not come before or after step 2 or step 3.
Which line? This
Yeah, the while one should come
the
just
while one is
after
directly
the
corresponding to step 3. Whatever step 3 is saying, that is just the while condition in your pseudocode. Okay. And if you do step 2 after step 3, then after every iteration, A will be reinitialized. So that is not correct.
Okay.
Okay. So changing the order can make this pseudocode wrong. Okay.
So step 2, if step 2 come after step 3, A would be 0 after every iteration. You are
After
saying
every
that.
iteration. Yeah.
Okay,
Because
okay.
you're reinitializing A. Okay. So here, A and B are correct. Okay. Any other doubt in this question?
No, ma'am.
So question 3. Given procedure finds the number of sentences with maximum number of words from the words dataset. So words dataset, each card looks like what? So every card in words dataset again has some unique sequence number n, let's say. It has some XYZ word on it, right? It gives the letter count of that word, in this case, let's say 3. And it has the part of speech of that word, whether it is a noun, adjective, adverb, whatever. Okay, so these are the basic info present in each card of words dataset. Now, this is saying that this given procedure should find the number of sentences with maximum number of words. So how do we know when a sentence ends that a word will end with a full stop? Right. In words dataset, if you read the cards in the given sequence, they are all coherent sentences, right? One sentence after another. It's just that each card contains one word from the sentence. So whenever a sentence ends, the card should contain a word along with a full stop. So we know this is the end of a sentence. Okay, so we need to find how many such sentences are there in my dataset where there are maximum number of words present. Okay. So let's check this. So step 1, arrange all cards in pile 1. Okay, so all cards of words dataset are now in pile 1. This is correct. Step 2, initialize variable A, B and count to 0. Is this okay?
Yes,
A, B
ma'am.
and count
Yes.
initialize to 0 because I'm counting the number of sentences. So every time I find a sentence which is satisfying the criteria, I have to increment by 1. Add 1. For summation, we start with initialization of 0. So step 2 is correct. Step 3, if file 1 is empty, stop the iteration, same while loop condition. It is correct. Step 4, read the top card in file 1. Up to this, everything is okay. Now, this is saying that after you read a card in pile 1, in step 5, you add 1 to variable A. In this procedure that is given, there are no mistakes. Okay. You just have to fill in this. So add 1 to variable A. So if I add 1 to variable A after every card I pick, then at the end of execution, variable A should contain what?
Number of words in a sentence.
Number of words in the whole data. Number of words in the whole data set, right?
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
after every card, I'm adding 1 to it. Okay. So let's write that down for now. Number of cards in words data set. Now, step 5 is done. Step 6 is saying if word does not. So now we have an if block and we are checking what that the current word or the current card I've picked does not end with a full stop. That means I can say that this is not the end of a sentence, right? Then go to step 11. So I will bypass all of these steps. Okay. If the card I've picked is not at the end of a sentence. And I'll directly go to step 11, move the current card to another file called file 2 and repeat from step 3. So pick the next card again. So okay, let me write a sentence. So let's say this is one sentence in my words data set. So this is card 1, card 2, card 3, and this one with the full stop is card 4. So now run this procedure on this sentence. Okay. So initially A is 0, B is 0, count is 0. So you pick the first card, I. Okay. Which variable is incremented after that?
A.
So A becomes 1. Okay. This is first iteration. A becomes 1. Then does the word end with a full stop?
No.
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 So if word does not end with full stop, then we bypass these steps and go to step 11. Move the current card to another file and again pick the next card. So second iteration, the next card I'm picking is am. For this also, which variable will be incremented? A only. So A becomes 2. Similarly, for third iteration, this card this will also only increment A. So A becomes 3. Now fourth iteration is this card, student. But this card, the word student ends with a full stop. So in step 6, word does not end with a full stop. Will this condition be true?
No.
No. So that means I can go to step 7, right? Since it does not end with a full stop, I can go to step 7. If A is less than B, then go to step 10. Now see what is happening here. Till now, A has been incremented how many times? As many as there are words in the sentence, right? Can I say that? There are 4 words in the sentence and A's value is currently 4.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now at this point in step 7, you are checking is A less than B. Was B ever incremented?
No.
So
It's
B
only
is still
once.
0.
Once.
Okay. So if B is still 0, then is step 7 this if condition? Does this satisfy? A is 4. Is 4 less than 0?
No.
No, no, ma'am.
No. So we can go to step 8. Is 4 greater than 0? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Then store A in B. That means now my B also contains 4. Store A in B. A had 4 values stored in it. I'm storing that same value in B also. So now A is also 4, B is also 4. Assign 1 to count. So now count becomes 1.
1.
And go to step 10. Okay, that is this. Reinitialize A to 0. So if I reinitialize after every iteration, is this statement correct that I wrote in the beginning? Will A ever be the number of cards in the words data set if A gets reinitialized after every iteration?
No, ma'am.
So this is a wrong statement now. So what is A actually? That means A is getting incremented every time until I reach the end of a sentence. So when I'm at the end of a sentence, A stores the number of words in that sentence. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when I find a word which is at the end of a sentence, then I come to step 7 and check what is current A, what is current B. If current A is less than B, then I directly reinitialize A to 0. Go to step 10. That is, I am ready to start the next iteration. If A is greater than B, that is in our case, in that case, B is reassigned to the current value of A. Count is assigned 1. Okay. Why is count assigned 1?
Ma'am, because it is counting the number of sentence.
It is counting the number of sentences that have the maximum number of words till now. So I am seeing sentence by sentence, right? I don't know what is the maximum number of word in a sentence in this data set. So I have to keep on comparing for every sentence. So basically, these 3 are the most important steps. Step 7, 8, 9. This is where the logic check is happening. Now, see, you'll understand if I give one more sentence. So after this, at this point, when I've reached the end of this sentence, what is A? Step 9, forget about it. We are not checking step 9 yet. Okay. Step 10 will reinitialize A to 0 and then I will go for the next iteration. So after step 10, what are the variable values? A is again set to 0. B is currently set to 4. Count is assigned
1.
1. So each of these means something. So now A is again set to count all the words in the next sentence. Right? B is what? Number of words in the current longest sentence that I have seen. Let's say this is the first sentence I saw in my data set. I am a student. So currently this is the maximum number of words I know that a sentence has, right? If this is the first sentence, then 4 is the maximum number of words in a sentence for me till now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
B
Yes,
is
ma'am.
storing
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
That currently the longest sentence is a sentence of length 4. So B is storing that length. Count is 1 by, because
Yeah.
we are saying that we have found one such sentence, which is the longest, because we have seen only one sentence. So that's the longest sentence. Right. Now, let's take another next sentence. So next sentence is I,
Ma'am, but then what A denotes? Is it
A
only
is just a variable that keeps track of number of words per sentence.
okay?
Okay. A only gets reinitialized when we reach the end of a sentence. Then A gets set to 0 again so that we can start again counting the words for the next sentence.
Okay. So it is only B and count is something which giving a
Yeah.
constructive
So,
answer.
so now B is doing what? Whenever you find a longer sentence. Okay. So let me say the next sentence is I am in first year. Okay. Let's say the next sentence is I am in first year. So in this sentence, how many words are there?
5.
5. So at the end of execution, when we have reached the last word here, this one, A will be what? What will be the value of A?
0.
5. 5.
5. A counts number of words in each sentence. See, A gets incremented whenever you pick a card, right? And A only gets reinitialized to 0 when you are at the end of a sentence. A will be 5 when we have gone through all 5 words. Okay. So when you're at this fifth or last word, year, now come to step 6. Does the word end with full stop? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can go to step 7. What is currently B? B is the length of the
4.
longest sentence seen so far, which was 4. So is 5 less than 4? No.
No.
Come to step 8. Is 5 greater than 4? Yes.
Yes.
So now B will be again changed to 5. So now the longest sentence I have seen so far is of length 5. Count is set to 1 only. Okay. And A will be reinitialized to 0. Now, when will count be incremented? See, count should be storing what? Number of sentences which have maximum length, right? So now let's say in my data set, 5 is the maximum length. So after this, let's say I find one more sentence like this. I am doing CT course. Okay, this is the next sentence.
Ma'am, just one thing, like whenever we are comparing and doing this step, count is always assigning to 1 only. It is not like incrementing to
Yeah,
1.
exactly. So when is that increment going to happen? That is what happens in step 9. So I'm trying to build that logic so you can understand. So I have another sentence, let's say of length 5 next. So at this point, A again starts from 0. So when I come to the last word, A will be what? 5.
5.
Now, what is B? B is
5.
also 5. Right? The length of the longest sentence I've seen so far is also 5. Count is 1
1.
only till now. Okay. So when I reach the last word, force, here, come to step 6. Word does not end with full stop. This is wrong. So I can come to step 7. Step 7 compares A and B. So will step 7 or step 8, each of these conditions, will it work? Is A less than B or greater than B?
No, ma'am.
Both are equal. So I need a condition for that also. So that is your step 9. If A is equal to B. So that is the case here. So now what can you do? Have you found a longer sentence? No.
No.
Have you found a shorter sentence? No.
No.
You have found two sentences having the maximum length so far. So in that case, count should be incremented. Count plus equal to 1. So now count becomes
2.
2. So that is your missing step 9. That if length of A and length of B are same, then increment count. Add 1 to count. So now understand what these three steps are, what these three variables actually mean. B is the variable that keeps track of the length of the longest sentence seen so far. A is the variable that keeps track of the number of words in each sentence. Right? Whenever A and B are exactly equal, that means I have found another longest sentence. So I can increment count. Now, after this, in this same data set, let's say I find a sentence which is 6 words long. Which is 6 words long. In that case, my B is still 5. What will my A be at the end of the sentence? 6.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So now which step condition will be true? Step 7, 8 or 9?
Step
Step
8.
8. Step 8.
Step 8. So step 8 says if A is greater than B. So currently I have a sentence which has 6 words and my B is length of maximum sentence, length of longest sentence seen so far, which is 5. So 6 greater than 5, this gives the step 8 criteria. If this happens, then store A in B. So now B will become 6. And count is again reassigned to 1. Even though count was 2 before, I have to again reassign count to 1 because now I have found a statement which is longer than the longest statement previously. So now after this, if I again find another sentence which is also 6 words long, then count will be again incremented. So count will become 2. So every time you find a sentence which is longer than the last longest sentence, B has to be reassigned, count has to be reassigned.
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
it clear
Yes, ma'am, it is clear.
for everyone? Okay.
Yes.
So now, which is the correct option? You tell me in step 9. We have already written it.
It's
If A is exactly equal to B, add 1 to count. So option A is correct. Is there an MSQ? Let's check. Okay, let's check the other options. This is clearly wrong. If word ends with a full stop and A is equal to B, add 1 to count. Word ends with a full stop is already checked in step 6, right? If it ends with a full stop, then only we check all these steps. So this, can I still write this?
No.
Ma'am, I think you can.
I can, right? Because this is not harming the pseudocode. I have already checked this, but I can still add this in my if condition. It will not change the logic. See, here in step 6, we are checking if word does not end with a full stop, then go to step 11. So if word ends with a full stop, then we start checking step 7, step 8, step 9. So if in step 9, instead of writing just A equals to B, I say that word ends with a full stop and A equals to B. Both are true, right? I am at the last word of a sentence. That's why I'm checking if A is equal to B. So if I add this condition in my if statement, nothing change will happen. It will be the same thing. So this is also a correct option. A and C are equivalent in this case. And then add 1 to count. So both options are correct. But why is option D wrong? I cannot assign, right? Every time I find another longest statement, I have to increment count. Assign is done when I have found a longer statement. So A and C are correct options. Okay. Any doubt here? Anyone?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So this type of question, you try to take some sentences like I did, right? If you have the time. Okay. Question 4 is, what will A minus B represent after the execution of the following procedure using shopping bills dataset? So I hope you know what is the shopping bills dataset again. For every customer, we have a card. So a customer can have more than one cards if they have shopped from more than one stores. And the cards contain all the items they have purchased, item category, price of one item, total price, all of these informations are there. So in exam, obviously, we'll provide you the template of each data set. Right. So here now you have to go through this pseudocode and find out what A minus B will represent. So step 1 is arrange all cards in single pile, pile 1. Fine. Step 2, initialize variables A and B to 0. Okay. So initially A, B are both 0. See, I haven't started the while loop yet, right? So this is one-time initialization. A and B are both initialized to 0 at the beginning. Then step 3, I start the while loop. If pile 1 is empty, then stop the iteration. Otherwise, pick up the top card in pile 1. Now, if the bill of this card that you picked up contains an item milk, okay, that means if this customer has purchased milk, then add 1 to variable A. Step 6 is saying if name in the bill, that is name of the customer in the bill is Srivatsan, and the bill contains item milk, then add 1 to variable B. So this is a classic, just a Venn diagram you need to draw. So this is the set A. This is the set of A is incremented every time I pick up a bill which contains the item milk. So can I say that A is set of all people
Customers.
who purchased milk? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Now inside this smaller set B.
Srivatsan goods.
So here, why this is smaller set? Because it has one more extra condition that name has to be Srivatsan. Right. And they must have bought milk. So this condition plus the name condition. So obviously B is the smaller set. So what will A minus B give me? That is this part. Set of all people who purchased milk and number of bills from Srivatsan where he purchased milk. So if I take B out of A, now check the options. What is left? A is saying number of Srivatsan's bills which do not contain item milk. Is this correct?
No.
No.
No, ma'am.
Because A is not a set that contains just Srivatsan's bill. A is a set of all people who have purchased milk. A is wrong. B is number of bills other than Srivatsan's which do not contain the item milk. First of all, are we considering any bills which do not contain milk?
No.
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 It's wrong.
So directly wrong. Option C is number of bills other than Srivatsan's which contain the item milk.
Correct.
This is correct because all Srivatsan's bills containing item milk are already in set B. So if I take that out, it is number of bills other than Srivatsan's which contain the item milk. And D is saying number of bills which contain the item milk. This is obviously wrong. You have to specify more. So option C is the correct answer. Is this okay for everyone? Any doubt?
I'm clear.
Okay. Question 5 is what will B represent after the execution of the following procedure using sports dataset? Again, same sports dataset. Okay. We have to take care of what B represents. So step 1 is arrange all cards. Okay. For this question, I think you have to go through the PDF ones. Okay. But I'll just tell you how to do this. You can check the cards in the PDF and just get the numerical answer. So step 1 is arrange all cards in single pile. Step 2 is initialize, again A and B are initialized to 0. This is one time initialization. The loop starts after that. Pile 1 is empty, then stop iteration, otherwise pick up the top card. Step 5 is if physics marks is not less than mathematics marks. Not less means it can be greater or equal to, right? So what is that symbol for greater and equal to? Physics is greater than equal to maths. This is at least or at most. Physics is at least as much as maths or at most as much as maths?
At least.
At least.
At least. Okay. So if physics marks is at least as much as maths marks, then you store this difference in A. Physics marks minus maths marks. Whatever the difference is, it has to be a positive difference or 0. That you store in A. Then step 6, you check if A is greater than B. Okay. So initially B is 0. So obviously the first iteration, if A is not 0, then A will be greater than B. Then you store A in B, move the current card to another file and repeat. That means you just have to go through that PDF and check one card after another and just update the values of A and B, right? And at the end, whatever is the value of B, you can give the answer. Everyone can do that on your own if you go through the PDF.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, try this. If you can't, then I will do it once in class. Answer should be 28. Okay, this is given procedure again in sports data set. What will minimum represent? Oh, hopefully this is an MCQ. Yeah. So what will minimum represent after execution? See, the question like the previous one will not come in exam, okay? Because we won't be giving you all the cards PDF. Just the template will be given. So this type of question will come like this one. The question 5 is what we give in assignments. So after a few weeks, you will see that that type of questions are going to stop in assignments as well. We will just give you conceptual questions, nothing that requires you to go through the entire data set. Okay. So step 1 is arrange all cards in single pile 1. Step 2 is what are we initializing? A, B, C and min all to 1000. Right. So A equals to B equals to C equals to minimum. All are set to 1000. 1000 is some arbitrarily big value. Right. So step 3 is you start the iteration. So if file 1 is empty, stop the iteration and go to step 9. So you don't have to worry about that now. We are considering that all cards are in file 1 currently. So if file 1 has more cards, then you read the top card. Now in that card you check if maths marks is less than A. See, A is set to 1000 initially. For any student, maths marks will be less than A, right, in the first iteration. Because our range is 100. Nobody can score more than 100 in maths. So for the first card that I pick, will step 5 condition work or not? Is it true or false?
True.
True for every student, right? Because nobody can score 1000. It has to be less than 1000. So if this is true, then store the current math marks in A. Okay, so for this question, let's take a few cards so that we can understand what's happening. Let's say this is the first card I picked. Okay, this student, maths marks, let's say is 80, physics marks, let's say 70, chemistry marks, let's say 60. So first condition I'm checking is 80 less than 1000? Yes. So store the current maths marks in A. So now A contains what? 80. Right? Step 6, if physics marks less than B, again B is 1000. So physics marks in my card is 70. So 70 less than 1000, yes. Store physics marks in B. So now B is set to what?
70.
And physics
70.
marks. Yes, ma'am. 70.
Similarly, chemistry marks less than C. So chemistry is 60 in my card, which is less than 1000 obviously. So store chemistry in C. So C contains 60. Move the current card to another pile called pile 2 and repeat from step 3. Right, we will repeat from step 3. So unless the pile is empty, pile 1 is completely empty, we won't be going to step 9 or step 10. This is where the iteration will stop at step 8 and you will again go back to step 3. This is the loop. So next card you...
Ma'am, just one thing. What did you say? When will the iteration will stop? When?
So we will only go to step 9 and step 10 when pile 1 is empty. There are no more cards.
Okay, ma'am.
So that's the condition. If pile 1 is empty, then stop iteration and go to step 9. So the actual loop only runs between these steps, step 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the loop steps, right? Iterative steps. So basically these 6 steps will run again and again until pile 1 is empty. Okay, let's take one last card to understand what change is actually happening. So this is my second card. Next card that I pick, let's say maths marks is 95. Physics marks is, let's say, 55. And chemistry marks, let's say, 72. Okay. Remember, currently, what are the values? A is containing 80, B is 70, C is 60. Okay. And minimum is still set to 1000 only. Right? Okay. So, yeah, read another card. So this is my second card. What is the maths marks currently? 95. What is stored in A? 80. So again, do the comparison. Is 90 less than 95 less than 80? No. So will I update A?
No.
No.
No. A remains 8. If current physics marks is less than B, B is containing 70, current physics marks is 55. So is 55 less than 70?
Yes.
Yes. So B will be updated to, what is the new value of B? 55. Similarly for chemistry, what is the C variable currently having? 60. What is the current chemistry marks in my card? 72. 72 less than 60? No. So C will remain 60. So only B was updated. Now again, same thing you will repeat. So until your pile 1 is completely empty. Now let's say I'm at the end of pile 1. Pile 1 is exhausted. So at step 3, you see that if pile 1 is empty, then stop iteration and go to step 9. Now come to step 9. Step 9, what happens? This is just 2 examples I took. So you will go through all 30 cards of force data set and then you come to step 9. So if at this point A is less than B, is A less than B here in our example? A is 80, B is 55.
No,
A
ma'am.
is not less than B, right? So this is not happening. So if A is less than B, then store A in min. Otherwise, store B in min. So my minimum will now contain what? According to my
B,
example,
55.
B is
Minimum
55.
55.
That is the minimum mark among A and B. Now come to step 10. If C is less than min, then store C in min. So is 72 less than 50? Is 60 less than 55?
No.
No.
No. So will min be updated? No.
No.
So minimum contains 55. Now, just to understand, if I had another card like this, where if that was the last card, where let's say maths marks is 100, physics marks is 64, and chemistry marks is 42. Okay. What are my current ABC? A is 80, B is 55, and C is, what is C? 60.
42.
And my minimum is 55, right?
50.
But if I had another card like this, in that case, which variable will be updated? A, B, or C?
C.
C will be updated.
C.
So C will become 42.
42.
In that case, now check if A less than B. This condition is false. So what is stored in minimum? 55 only till now. Next come to step 10. Is C less than current minimum? Is 42 less than 55?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
C minimum will be updated
42.
42.
42.
So basically minimum variable is carrying what? That is what I'm asking. What is minimum representing? Now you see the options and
Minimum scores.
Minimum score.
Lowest scores.
which one?
Of
D.
any subject.
Chemistry.
Option D.
Option D.
Does it have to be chemistry? What if the next
No.
person scored 20 marks in physics? Then
No,
that will
ma'am.
be the minimum.
Across all subjects.
Then
So
lowest marks
across all
across all
subjects,
subjects.
whatever is the lowest marks across all subjects for every student, right? In the entire data set, whatever is the lowest mark scored among all subjects is what is stored in minimum. So D is the correct answer. Lowest marks across all subjects.
Ma'am, here when you said that 42, C becomes 42 because the next card was 42. So we have to
Yeah.
initialize. Yeah, okay. So it was from that example, the next
Yeah,
card.
see, actually, what I did was I started with 2 cards, right? Imagine I started with 3 cards. That is, I still had one more card in pile 1. So basically, you will come to step 9 and step 10 only after pile 1 is exhausted, right? So at that point, whatever your A, B, and C are, among them, you have to find the minimum. Okay. Now, how do I know that that is the minimum across entire data set? Because see, every time we are updating A, B, and C whenever we find a lower marks in that subject, right? For every card, we are doing that check. So at the end of execution of all cards, when pile 1 is exhausted, we know that A, B, and C are containing minimum marks in maths, physics, chemistry across the data set. Is that yes or no?
Yes.
Right, because every time you pick a card and we find a minimum mark, a lower mark in any subject, we update that
Because
variable,
ma'am,
either A, B, C.
the next card had chemistry marks 42. That's why we updated C to 42
C
now.
only. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
ma'am.
that's
That
what
is
I'm saying, that every time you
okay, ma'am.
find a card where any subject has a lower mark than what is assigned right now. Okay, so you have to update that variable. So when all 30 cards are done, I can safely assume that A, B, C contain the values of lowest marks in maths, physics, chemistry throughout the data set. Now in minimum, I want to store what is the minimum value among ABC. So step 9 and step 10 are very basic steps to find minimum among three numbers, right? This is exactly how we find minimum among three numbers. If I give you 5, 6, 7, what is the minimum among these? So you first check 5 less than 6, right? Like this, we will do the comparison. So that same thing is done in step 9 and step 10. Is this question clear for everyone? Any place
Yes.
if you have a doubt, let me know. Okay. Okay, this one is also on scores data set. What will
Ma'am,
count
excuse me.
Mhm.
Ma'am, I had a doubt, a little away from this topic and questions we are doing, not from the question. I just wanted to know
Okay.
that whether the questions throughout all weeks will
Hmm.
be algorithm and pseudocode based like this, or will
Yes.
there be programming there as
No,
well,
no. In
per se?
CT, we don't have any programming, right? Because this is not a language we are learning. So it will all be
So the
pseudocode based.
so this goes beyond the initial 4 weeks till the end of the course, about 12 weeks,
Yeah, yeah.
or
See, throughout the course, now after these first 4 weeks, we'll be learning different types of data containers like lists, dictionaries, all these things we will learn. But everything we will implement using pseudocode only. Okay. No particular programming language we are using here. So all the questions till week 12 will be pseudocode based, or some places we can give you this flowchart based, like whatever we are studying, but no
okay,
programming questions. Okay. So there are also graph related questions in the last few weeks. So graphs will be there.
okay.
Okay.
So lists, as in the ones which
Yeah, in
come in
Python we have
pointers and all, or oh, okay, Python lists.
yeah, Python list dictionary. That
Okay,
same
okay,
concept only. Yeah,
okay,
but we won't
okay,
be
okay,
using any syntax from any programming language, just pseudocode.
okay. Thank you.
Okay, so again, sports data set, what will count represent at the end of execution? So this is a very straightforward pseudocode. So count is initially 0, then we start the while loop. So this is again running on your sports data set. So you pick one card. Now, see here, C is getting assigned to 0. So for every iteration, will this assignment happen? C equals to 0 assignment is within the loop. So for every iteration, will C be reassigned to 0 or not?
Yes, yes.
Yes, right. So then you are checking for the current card. If maths marks is greater than 75, then C is incremented by 1. If physics is greater than 75, C is again incremented by 1. If chemistry is also greater than 75, C is again incremented by 1. Lastly, we are checking if C is less than equal to 2. So what does this less than equal to 2 mean? What is less than equal to sign? At least or at
At
most?
most.
So if C is at most 2, that means C can take what values? 0, 1 and 2. These are the values C can take. Can it take 3?
No.
No. Right. So if C is at most 2, then count is incremented. So check this. Let's say this is one card for where maths marks is 80, physics marks is 90, chemistry marks is 100. In this case, how many times will C be incremented?
2 times, maximum 2 times.
No. Look at the card and look at the conditions. How many times is C incremented?
3 times.
3 times.
So after this this third if statement, C will be storing 3. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we started from 0. Once incremented for maths, once for physics, once for chemistry, because all 3 marks are greater than 75 in this card. Right. So C is 3. Now, last if statement. Is 3 less than equal to 2? No.
No.
No, ma'am.
So count will be incremented or not?
No.
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 So when will count be incremented? If I have a card like this, where maths is 80, physics is 90, let's say, but chemistry is 70. For this card, C will be incremented how many times?
2 times.
Ma'am, 2 times.
So C becomes 2. So 2 is less than equal to 2. This is correct. So
Yes.
count will be incremented. That means what is count representing then? Which students?
Any math,
Ma'am,
chemistry,
A,
science,
A,
any subject.
ma'am,
Greater
the
than
70
75 in at most 2, sir.
ma'am, they are actually representing the at least one. It should be more than 75 and not less than two, not more than two.
Just look at this at most symbol. Okay. So can I say that this represents, count represents number of students who have scored greater than 75 in at most 2 subjects?
Yes, sir.
Again, listen. Number of students, count represents number of students who have scored greater than 75, since that's the condition we are checking, in at most 2 subjects. That is, C value should not exceed 2. Everyone agrees with this?
Yes, sir.
So now check the options. Which one is correct? Number of students who scored more than 75 in at least 2 subjects. At least gives you a scope to go beyond 2. Right? 2 or more than 2. Is this correct?
no, ma'am.
Who scored more than 75 marks in exactly 2 subjects? Does it have to be exactly 2? No.
No.
We need less than equal to 2. It can be 0, it can be 1. Number of students who scored more than 75 in at most 2 subjects? Correct. And this last one is obviously wrong because all 3 subjects we already took a card and saw that C becomes 3, which is not ideal. So option C is the correct one. Clear for everyone? Any
Yes,
doubt?
sir. No.
Okay. So 8, 9 I have already done, so I'm not discussing these again. This we did at the beginning. Let's do 10. So following pseudocode is executed using sports dataset again. What we have to find? When will C be true? Okay, let's go through the code first. So initially A and B are both assigned to 0. C is assigned to false. What is the data type of C?
Boolean, ma'am.
Boolean. Okay. So C is initially false. Now we have 2 while loops here. So we'll go one by one. Let's see the first while loop. So while pile 1 has more cards. Initially all 30 cards of scores dataset are in pile 1. So read the top card from pile 1. I picked up a card from scores dataset. What am I checking? If gender is female. Okay. So if gender is male, will I check this second if? Nested if?
No, ma'am.
No. Only if the outer if satisfied, then only we can come into the nested if and check that condition, right? So let's say my current card is of a female only. So then I will check if she belongs from Chennai. If both conditions are true, then I will increment A by 1. So at the end of execution of the first while loop, A should represent what?
Number of
Number of
females from
female
Chennai.
and
Number of female students from Chennai.
from Chennai.
Up to this is clear for everyone, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Now see, at the end of execution, all my cards are moved to which pile? Pile 2. Right, because every time I read a card, I'm moving it to pile 2. So when pile 1 is exhausted, all the cards went where? To pile 2. Right, so now pile 2 has all 30 cards. So the next while loop, I'll be running on pile 2. That is the same cards. I'm checking again. Okay. Now read the top card. What is the condition this time? City town has to be Bangalore. Okay. If for a particular student, the city town is Bangalore, then we will check whether their gender is not equal to female. That means they're a male student, right? There are only 2 genders in our data set. So not equal to female, that means it is a male student. And only then B will get incremented. So for B to get incremented, both these conditions should satisfy. So B represents what at the end of execution of this while loop?
Number of male student from Bangalore.
Correct. Number of male students from Bangalore. Now, last, after both the while loops have completed execution, you come to line 20. If A is greater than B, then C is set to true. A is greater than B means what? Number of female students from Chennai is greater than number of male students from Bangalore. If that's the condition, then C is set to true. Is everyone agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So which option is correct, tell me?
Option C.
When will C be true? That is, when will this condition be true? A greater than B.
Option C.
Option C. If there are more female students from Chennai than male students from Bangalore. Okay. This anyone has a doubt?
Ma'am, this statement, statement number 18, move card X to pile 1. Ma'am, the whole procedure will be again, it will repeat the same
No.
procedure again.
See, what happens is we started with all cards in pile 1, right? Every card from sports dataset is in pile 1.
Yes.
So then we ran the first while loop, and every time we were reading a card, we were sending it to pile 2. So when while loop 1 ends, this first while loop ends, all the cards are present in pile 2 now.
Yes.
So next while loop, I'm running on pile 2 because pile 1 is empty.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Okay.
So again, just you are putting the card back from pile 2 to pile 1.
Yes.
The loops won't repeat. Loops will run only one time.
Yes. For repetition, if we want to repeat whole process.
Usually we don't do repetition of loops, right? Loops are done for repetition. So these statements inside the loop are getting repeated. Right? But there are nested loops also. Sometimes we have to use that in the future. But in this question, no. If there is a loop inside a loop, then it gets repeated. Okay, that means if there is a, let's say, a for loop inside a for loop, then that will get repeated.
Yes, ma'am, got it.
Clear for everyone? Any other doubt in this question?
Ma'am, one thing, whenever we are writing this code, basically pseudo code, I'm just thinking like inside a while loop, we are having if, then we have nested if. So whenever we try to write this kind of a pseudo code, there are brackets are coming. So I wanted to know the properties, like when these brackets are coming, like
Yeah.
when,
See,
yeah.
brackets, I will just show you where the brackets start and close. Okay, so you'll understand. So for this while loop, whenever we have a while loop, we need a second bracket or braces, right? So this, I will number it. So this is the first opening brace. This is for the while loop. Where does this brace close? At the end of the while loop. That is, this is the closing brace for this. So 1, 1. Okay, this is opening and this is closing. Now again, inside the while loop, this if statement, this also has an opening brace. So whatever statement you put inside an if statement, they also have to be inside braces. So this is brace number 2, which opens here. Where does this outer if close? In which number line? Tell me the line number where this outer if closes.
Is it 8 or 7? 8, I
Can
guess.
you understand from the indentation? Check the
Yeah, ma'am.
indentation. Check the
What?
indentation. This if is closing here. Right. So this outer if. Look,
Ma'am, what is
whatever is
indentation?
inside.
Ma'am, what is
Indentation
indentation?
means when you go to a course like Python, so their indentation is very important. That is a minimum number of spaces that you have to give, right, between any two lines. Like when I write a nested if, this is the format that this is my outer if. Okay, this starts here. If I want a nested if, I cannot write it like this. Okay, this is wrong indentation. This is inside this outer if block. So it has to be inside, like this. Then
So, ma'am,
again,
we have to give the space, like when we are going to the
yeah.
nested if from
So it
the.
is good that if you start practicing indentation from CT itself, then when you go to Python, you won't face any problem.
Okay, so this is the indentation, like the second if
Yeah.
is written a little right to the.
Yeah. And
Okay.
how to understand which is the brace of which, that is in case of such nested if statements. So obviously the one that is inside, right? The nested if that is at line 5. So this will have its opening and closing braces inside the outer if only, right? This if statement, line 5 if statement, is present inside the line 4 if statement. Correct?
Okay, ma'am.
So its braces also have to open and close inside the outer if statement. So this starts here and ends here. Got it?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Question 11. So this is a very interesting question. Okay. This is usually we don't give
But
this
ma'am,
type of question for come
Python will
again.
not have brackets, right? Like Python will not
Where?
have these brackets, right? Python will not
No,
have
in
these
Python
brackets.
we
It's
don't use
completely
brackets. This is
indentation
just
based.
that's completely indentation based. You just give a colon and then you press enter.
For the
Right.
colon only for the loop, right?
For if statements also.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So all that syntax we'll learn just in next time in Python. But yeah, Python is fully dependent on indentation. Some places we give brackets, but that is for conditional checking and all. Okay. Question 11. So this type of question, this is we are creating a data set. Okay. Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am. If you want to repeat the whole procedure again and again in the previous question, if I want to write a pseudocode for a yes, ma'am, for this question, if I want a pseudocode and I want to repeat the whole procedure again and again, then what we should write for doing
First, you
this?
have to understand what is your goal. Why do you want to repeat this code? What will you achieve from it?
Ma'am, if
I
I
will tell
want,
you in general, if you want these loops to also repeat, right? In that case, you have to put them inside another loop. That is, the whole thing will fall inside another loop. It can be for, while, whatever. Right? The entire thing, if you want it to repeat, then it has to be part of another loop.
okay, ma'am.
Repetitions only come when you put loops or recursive statements. So we haven't done recursion yet. So we'll just talk about iteration now. If you
Yes.
whatever repetition you want, you put inside a loop.
Ma'am, just this thing in this thing only, I just wanted to ask you, like, the while loop happens when we are iterating through the pile one. Like, whenever we say pile one has more
Yeah,
card, and when we end
yeah,
it, so we start the while loop, and it always start with this bracket, like a small bracket
yeah.
kind of,
See,
and it start.
iteration means nothing but one repetition of the sentence statements inside the loop. One cycle of the loop.
Okay.
That is one iteration.
Hmm.
Okay. Until your file one is exhausted, there will be that many iterations.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, just I'm thinking of the spaces, like when to give
No,
spaces
no.
when.
See. In CT, you don't have to worry about all this because we won't ask you to write pseudocode because this is not something you will need to do in the future, right? Just for understanding this is pseudocode. You just have to decode the pseudocode. That what the pseudocode is doing. No point we will ask you to write pseudocode yourself. Okay. So indentation and all this will come when you go for a particular programming language. Like in Python next time, you will see how to do indentation. Okay. In this, how to understand which one is nested, which one is not. For that, we have done indentation. So that by looking at line 4 and line 5, you can tell that this second if is nested inside the first if. Right. So after every if statement condition, you have to open a brace.
Brace is this one, ma'am.
This
This
second
okay.
bracket.
Okay, and the first bracket is called.
Parenthesis. There is parenthesis, braces, box bracket. Okay.
Okay, the second one is braces. The first one is parentheses.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. This question, just be a little attentive because this is not any of the data sets that are given to us. This is a custom one. Okay. So a principal wants to send students of her college to participate in an annual intercollegiate sports festival. Now she has created a data set of students' interest in sports in the form of cards. So this person has created for every individual student, she has created a card which lists their interests in sports. Okay. So like every card is of this format. So Nikhil is a student, sequence number is unique for every card. So his sequence number is 5. He has interests in these sports, cricket, badminton, and carom. Soumya, the sequence number is 12. She has interest in these four sports. So like this, there is a card for every student, right? So using the created data set. So created data set means now I have a data set of cards like this. So using this created data set, Rehana is a student who has created a procedure count the number of students who possess the following two conditions. So all these cards that have been created for the students are now given to this person, Rehana, who has now written a procedure to count the number of students who possess, okay, these two conditions. First condition is the student plays at least 3 games. So number of games played by a student should be greater than equal to 3, right? At least. And second condition is student plays either cricket or football, but not both. Okay, so both conditions must be true. Student has to play at least 3 games, and if student plays cricket, then they cannot play football. If they play football, they cannot play cricket. Right, so either or. Now, but she may have made mistakes in one or more steps. So basically, this is the procedure that you have to decode, that where are the mistakes for this particular procedure. So all the steps that are not listed in the options are definitely free of errors. So we will just check the procedure first, then we'll check the options. The question is clear, right? What we are trying to do is we are trying to write a procedure which counts the number of students who play at least 3 games and who either play cricket or football, but not both together. Clear? Okay. Now see the pseudocode. First step is arrange all cards in pile 1. So all card means this new data set that we have created. These are the cards in pile 1, this type of cards. Step 2, initialize variables C, F and X to 0. So 3 variables I have. C is 0, F is 0, X is 0. If pile 1 is empty, stop the iteration. This is the starting of your while loop. Then you read the top card if it is not empty. Okay. So if the student plays at least 3 games, then go to step 10. So let us take this card that is given, Nikhil's card. Does he play at least 3 games?
Yes.
Yes. So I can go to which step? 10. Directly go to step 10. You can bypass all these middle steps, step 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. If student plays at least 3 games, go to step 10. Move the card to another pile called pile 2 and repeat from step 3. But is this correct? If he plays at least 3 games, that means first condition is satisfied. But I also have to check the second condition, right?
Yes.
In that case, will Nikhil classify for the second condition?
Yes.
Yes, he plays only cricket, no football. This is fine. That means step 5, can I say it is right? Should I go to step 10?
But
If
not for
student plays
every
at least 3 games, what am I trying to check? That both conditions are true. So first conditions I have checked. First condition is at least 3 games. Okay. After this, I also have to check the second condition, right? But if I go to step 10 directly, will I be
Step
able to check
5
the
is
second
wrong.
condition?
No, it's
No.
Is wrong.
No.
So step 5 is wrong. So how can I rectify step 5? That I do not go to step 10, I go to the next step.
Remove, then go to step 10.
Yeah. So I just go to the next step, step 6.
Of that, we can put that step after search some steps so that the other condition.
See, first we check that if they play at least 3 games. Okay. So once that is checked, I can directly go to the next step, step 6, and check if the student plays cricket. If they play cricket, then increment C. So in Nikhil's card, he plays cricket, right? C was initially 0. So C will now become what? Let's say I rectify this step. So C will now become 1. We have found a student who plays cricket. So C is 1. If student plays football, increment F. Does Nikhil play football? No. F remains 0. If C plus F is equal to 2, then increment X. So C plus F is equal to 2 means what? When will this happen?
Plays both the
Both
games.
are playing.
When the student plays both cricket and football. In that case, they're saying increment X. But is that the kind of student I want? I'm not trying to find
No.
those students. So should I increment X if C plus F is equal to
No,
2?
it should be at
no,
most
it's
2.
not being.
It is incorrect.
If C plus F is less than 2, then I should increment X. Right? That is either the student doesn't play cricket, football any, or the student plays only one of these sports, either cricket or football. So in any way, C plus F should give me less than 2. right? These are the combinations I can have, C1 F0 or C0 F1, or I can have both C and F equals to 0. So for all these three
Ma'am,
conditions,
isn't it better to just use an AND condition here?
no, see, what is better, there is a lot of better ways to write this pseudocode, but we have to do what is given in question, right? So whatever way they have written, I'm trying to decode that. So C plus F, if it becomes 2, that means they play both the sports, so I cannot have those students. So increment X will not happen in that case. So step 8 is also wrong. And they're saying reinitialize values of variables C and F to 0. So this is fine because after every card, I have to reinitialize C and F to 0, right? Because I'm checking for individual students. So step 9 is okay. And after that, you move the card to another file and repeat from step 3. So which are the wrong steps? Step 5 and step 8. Any other steps you can see which are wrong?
Ma'am, for step 8, it should equal to 1 because it is
Actually, that is a little bit of ambiguity. I mean, it is saying that student plays either cricket or football, but not both. So can we assume here that student has to play either one sport, either cricket or football? Or can it also be that the student doesn't play any of these, cricket or football, but they still play at least 3
Ma'am, he
games?
has to play if you
yes,
go
ma'am.
on the
So,
literal meaning of the English
so if
here.
we take it literally, yeah, in that case, it should be exactly equal to 1. Okay, not less than 2. In that case, you can take it exactly equal to 1. But in any case, the step 8 will remain wrong. It cannot be equal to 2.
Yes.
Okay, so this I can put as exactly equal to 1. Then you increment X.
Can't we say that the student don't play cricket also and football also? Can't those
Exactly,
students?
that's the ambiguity. Okay.
Yeah,
So I would say that it's better to mention that in the question that student has to play
like
one
those
of these
students can
sports.
also come, na? Those students who do
Yeah,
not play
yeah,
cricket also and
that is
football
what
also.
I said, that it has to be less than 2 because I don't know, there might be people who don't play any of cricket or football but still play 3 other games, right?
If there
So
are
they
three
should,
other games, then what is the third one? Because only two games are given, right?
no, in the card itself, see, there is no number of games. So cricket, badminton, carom, basketball, volleyball, all kinds of games are there. So this person, see, Soumya, right? She plays 4 sports, which is at least 3. But she doesn't play football or cricket either, right? So I don't know if this
Yeah.
card should be considered or not. If I go for the literal meaning, then this should not be considered because she doesn't play cricket or football. But in any case, whether we consider such people who don't play cricket or football or not, in any case, step 8 will remain wrong because either C plus F should be exactly equal to 1 or C plus F should be less than 2, right? That is either C plus F is exactly equal to 1 or C plus F is exactly equal to 0. There are 2
Yeah,
possibilities.
ma'am, got it.
So step 5 and step 8 are wrong. Any other mistakes in the code you can see? Do I need to
No.
do this reinitialization? Why am I reinitializing these two, C and F?
Ma'am,
Because
for
otherwise, if
other
they
cards are there.
Because C and F are for individual students, right? To keep track of that. So which options are correct? Step 2 should be initialized with 1. X should be initialized with 1, they're saying. No. Unless we find such a student, why will I initialize with 1? We will always initialize with 0. This is wrong. Step 5, rather than going to step 10, iterator should go to step 6. Step 8, incorrect conditional statement. See, this is also ambiguous. They are not saying what the correct conditional statement should be, right? But we know that step 8 will be wrong, either case. So option B and option C are both correct. There is no mistake. This is wrong. B and C are the answers. Is this clear for everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, in option B,
Yes, ma'am.
actually, rather than going to step 10, the iteration should go to step 6.
Yeah. That's what we considered, right? There was then go to step 10. So we removed this part
Okay.
and we are continuing the code.
Okay.
Okay. So next, okay. These are all the questions for week 2 PA. So anyone has any doubt in any question in week 2 PA?
Ma'am, activity questions 2.1
Yeah, activity I'll come to. First tell me if practice is clear for everyone. Any doubt in practice? Okay. Yeah. Now tell me activity questions. Okay. I'll go to the portal. Let me share that screen. So there are students from both qualifier and term in this class, right? So I'll just open this portal. Week 2, which activity are you asking the doubt in?
2.1.
2.1. Okay. Yeah, visible?
Yes, ma'am.
This question, right? So use
Ma'am,
the
both the questions are connected with each other.
all the questions are connected. Okay, good. So use the following flowchart that was used at the end of the lecture to answer the remaining questions. Okay. So I don't remember what was in the lecture. Let me decode it here. Found is first set to false. This is a processing block. Then in the diamond box we have this is the if and else, right? This question I'm asking another card and not found. That is another card means that there are more cards present. Is that so? Do you remember what was in the first lecture? I don't remember exactly which example this is from, but from what I can tell, there should be another card and not found should be true. So when will not of found be true? When found is? Not of found is true when? When found is false. Not of false is true, right? So if both these conditions satisfy, then you go to the yes hand and that will ask you for the correct card. If this is the correct card, then you set found to true. Found true. I think this is okay. This is the no for this. Okay.
Now, what is
And if it is
not
not
of
the correct
found?
card,
Actually, not got that. What is not of
look,
found?
found is a Boolean type variable, right? So found is set to false initially. So not of false is what?
True.
True,
True.
man. Yeah.
So not of found is also true in that case. If found is false. Okay, I'm just going by this, whatever the flowchart I have in front of me. I don't remember what was in the example in the lecture. Okay. So if the variable found stores the value true.
In the lecture, Professor have just discussed the whole, he created the whole flow chart and explained the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
thing. And the same question is in the activity question.
Okay, let's try to understand. So the first question is saying if the variable found stores the value true, what is the outcome of operation not found? So if variable is true, then not of true is what? Not means just the opposite.
False.
So not of true is false. So this should be false. Second question is saying consider the first decision block used in the above flowchart. Okay, which one is the decision block? Tell me. What is the first decision block in this code?
Ma'am, can you
Set
repeat?
another card and not found.
Correct. The diamond boxes. So the first diamond box. So consider the first decision block in the above flowchart. After a certain number of steps in the iteration, the flow transfers to the no branch. Which of the following situations are possible at this stage of the program's execution? Okay. So they are saying that after a certain number of steps in the iteration, the flow will transfer to the no branch, means this branch. another card and not found. So it can go either to the yes branch or to the no branch, right? So after we have done a certain number of iterations, it should go to the no branch and stop. So the procedure has to stop somewhere, right? It cannot run infinitely. So they are asking that when will that happen, right? Which of the following situations are possible at this stage when it goes to the no branch? The variable found stores the value true and some cards have not been read. See, to go to the no branch, since there is an AND statement, either one can be false and we will have to go to the no branch, right? Again, understand, in the first decision block, there are two things we are checking. Whether another card is there which has not been read, okay, and not of found. When will we go to the yes branch, that is this branch? When both are true, that is there is another card at least which has not been read and not of found is true. So when will we go to the no branch? For AND statement, when do we get false? When either condition is false or both conditions are false? Yes or no? You know the AND truth table, right?
Yes, ma'am. That is fine.
Either condition.
Yes, ma'am.
So
We know
either
about that.
condition, if another card, this condition is false, that means all cards have been read. No cards are left. So that makes this false. And not of found becomes false when found is true. If both are false, then also you'll go to the no branch. So there are three possibilities to go to the no branch. So first they are asking the variable found stores the value true. If found stores true, then not of found will give what?
False. False.
So if one of these conditions are false, then will I go to the yes branch or no branch? No branch?
No branch. No branch.
See, simple thing. If any of them are false, the whole thing becomes false. So you cannot go to yes branch. Right. You can only go to yes branch when both conditions are true. Okay. So first option is correct or not? If we are going to the no branch, then this can be one possibility that found stores the value true.
Correct.
And some cards have not been read. That means there are some cards that I can read, another card is present, but found is true. So if one condition is false, whole thing becomes false. Second is saying found stores the value false. So not of false is true. Okay. And some cards have not been read. That means there are cards present and not of found is true. That means both are true. So will this result in going to the no branch if both conditions are true?
No, ma'am.
So this is not one of the answers. Third option is saying found stores the value false. Not of false is true. That means the other condition I have to check. Other condition is saying all cards have been read. That means this another card is present. This condition becomes false. All cards have been read. So one condition is false means whole thing is false. So can I go to no branch from this?
Yes.
Yes. The third option is correct. Again, what is the only other possibility remaining? That both conditions are false. That is, all cards have been read and found is carrying value true. So that is the third option. Variable found stores value true and all cards have been read. That is, both conditions are false. So false and false gives false. So you can go to no branch. A, C, and D. These are the correct options. Clear?
Ma'am, just one thing, when we go to the flow chart, we have initialized found to false. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, but after one iteration, suppose the found become true. So the initialization also become true, na then? The found become true.
Initialization will only happen once, right? In the beginning.
Ma'am, but in the end, found become true.
No, see.
So, ma'am, the initialization value also get replaced, that found become true initially also, because in the end, found become true.
No. Initialization value never changes.
Okay.
Okay, this is the first process box. This value will never change. Whatever changes happen inside the loop. Okay, this is the loop.
Whenever found become true, it would always be a not found in a way then.
Yeah, so if found is true, then not found will always be false. Right, they are just giving you possibilities. That what are the values of found for which not found will give true or false. So that you have to check. But nothing will ever change this first initialization. Found equals to false. This will always remain there. Okay, this is just a hypothetical situation. They're saying that after a certain number of steps in the iteration, the flow will transfer to no branch because we have to stop at some point, right? And only in no branch there is the stop terminal symbol. So you have to go to no branch at some point. So they're asking what are the possibilities which will lead you to the no branch. So there are three possibilities. Either first condition fails or second condition fails or both conditions fail. Got it? Fail means evaluate to false.
Suppose in this graph, if the first card become correct, then just in first step all the iteration becomes stop, na?
No.
Because the
See,
first can't become.
first card, see, you are starting with found equals to false, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
So whatever the first card is, not of found will be true. And if that is your first card, that means there are other cards in the pile. So another card condition is also true. So true and true will lead you to the yes branch.
No, ma'am. The first card, if it is correct, suppose.
Correct means what is correct? We are not checking for correctness. We are checking if
Okay.
there are more cards in the pile and what is the current value of found. These are the two conditions. Okay. So if there are no more cards, at that point the another card, the first condition becomes false. And if found is true at some point, then not of found becomes false. These are the only things that can lead you to the no branch. Understood? Okay, I'll just come back to this and I'll show you one example. I think you are very confused, all of you, in this and thing. But this is important. You have to decode these things. This type of question will come in quiz one also. Okay, last one is saying at the end of execution, the variable found stores the value true. Okay, how many times was it updated?
One
So at the end, found is set to true, right? So found is set to true at the end. How many times is found updated?
one
If it is the correct card, right? Only if it is the correct card, then we go to this branch, yes branch, and we set found to true. So how many times will that happen? Only once or more than once?
Only once.
Only
Only
one.
once.
only once.
Why only once? Because
Because
once it becomes true, right? Once found becomes true. Then when you go back to the loop in the first decision box, this not of found will give false.
no. Mm.
Once found is set to true, you again have to continue the loop, right? See, this feeds it here only. Found true and then go back to the loop. So once found is true, not of found will be false. And if one of the conditions are false, then you have to go to the no branch and stop the entire procedure. Correct. So one is the correct answer. Okay. This question also?
Ma'am, in the last question, when we see the flow chart, the correct statement become, ma'am, in the graph,
This one.
when we get the correct card, the found become true.
Hmm.
Yes, ma'am. So not of
Yeah.
found was earlier, the found was false, so not of found become true, na, ma'am.
Yeah. Till then it will be not of found will be true. Once found is set to true, after that not of found will become false. See, this second question is just a situation they're giving. Ki when are you going to the no branch? Okay.
No, no, I'm talking about the third question, and in general, I'm also asking that
Hmm.
that earlier like at the end of the execution, the variable found stores the value true. Yes, ma'am.
Right. Right.
So in the graph, at the end, the found stored true. So not of found would be
False.
false.
Not of anything is the opposite value. Not of true is false. Not of false is true.
But initially it was found was false, na? So wouldn't be like assigned to false again?
No.
No.
Are
Okay.
you doing a reinitialization?
Okay.
No. It is just here. This first initialization of found to false, this step only happens once. So it is not within the loop.
Okay, ma'am. So once found is true,
Look,
not of found will
if I
always be false. So it would
you
always be a
you
no.
follow this arrows, okay? From the first decision box, the yes arrow goes to the correct card decision box. Then if it is yes, then found is set to true, and you again come back here only. And then you go back to the first decision box
Ma'am,
again.
my
These
doubt
are the loop
was
steps.
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my doubt was that when the found become true at the end,
At the end, whenever you find the correct card, that is when your found becomes true. And
Yeah,
after that,
ma'am.
the iteration will lead you to back to the first
Huh.
decision box when not of true will become false. So you can stop there.
Yeah, ma'am.
Procedure.
But for and it should be satisfying both the conditions, right?
Both conditions, yeah.
But still there is a card. If there is a card, another card in the pile one, then even if we
But found,
found one true count, then the first condition is not satisfied. There is still one card in the pile one.
even if there is a card left in pile 1, found is true. So not of found will always be false. And in AND statement, if one of the conditions are false, then the whole thing is false. No?
So,
So
ma'am, we
once
won't.
found is set to true, you cannot get this first decision box to give you a yes again.
So, ma'am, even if there are more cards, we'll not be able to check it.
No.
Okay.
Because found is true.
Okay, the found is true and the not a found become false. So, and condition
Always.
wouldn't be
Whenever,
satisfied.
see, found will never be set to false again once it's set to true. Right? So you have to end the procedure. Found is only set to false in the beginning, and that only happens one time. After you find the correct card, found will remain true. So not of true will always be false. Okay. This question also you didn't understand? Whoever asked this 2.1. Yes or no? What are you saying?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm not discussing this then. Okay.
Ma'am, we can, if there is some doubt, we can
If
just.
anyone has doubt, then I
Yeah,
will
ma'am, I
discuss.
have actually.
In this one, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Look, here initially found is false, count is 0. Okay. This initialization doesn't happen again. This is only at the beginning of the flowchart. After that, you enter the loop that you are checking, is there another card? If yes, then this is first condition is true. And what is not of found? So found is initially false, not of false is true. So both conditions are true. Then you come to the yes branch and you check if this is the correct card. If it is the correct card, then found is set to true, count is incremented by 1. Right?
Okay.
After that, so once this is done, now you tell me, will you ever be able to come back here again and increment count more than once?
No, ma'am.
No. So if there are 10 cards that satisfy the condition for the correct card, what will be the variable count be storing? Count is incremented how many times? Only one time.
Yeah.
So count will be 1 only.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, can you explain a truth table with this respect to the 2.1 or 2.3? First question or third question?
Look. Truth table works like this. So is there another card? This is my first condition, right? In the AND statement. What is the second condition? Not of found. Okay. Let's call this condition A. This is condition B. So what is A and B? 4 possibilities are there. If there is another card, then this gives true. If found is false, then not of found is? If found is false, not of found is true. True and true gives what? True. That means yes branch. If there is another card, but found is currently true somehow, then not of true will false. True and false gives what? False. Similarly, if there are no more cards, then this becomes false. But
False.
found is, let's say, false. In that case, not of false is true. These
True.
are all possibilities. Then
False.
false and true is also false. If there are no more cards and found is true, then not of found is false. False and false will also give false. So only time we get true is when both conditions are true. Got it? You have to be careful of what is found. If it
मैम
is false
आपकी
or if it
आवाज
is true.
साफ नहीं आ रही है.
Can you hear me?
Ma'am,
Double
you have
RE,
a
double.
For everyone, this is happening.
Yes, ma'am, your
Yes,
voice is
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Your voice are echoing.
Now it's okay.
No, ma'am.
It's still not. There is no echo on my side.
I think, ma'am, in your tab, your Zoom, another room is needed.
Okay.
Now I think it is clear.
Clear, right? Okay.
No, ma'am.
No,
It,
your voice are echoing, ma'am. It is echo here.
सभी को माइक डिसेबल करोगे तो ठीक हो जाएगा ब्रो.
You guys have to turn off your microphones, right? You're hearing each other's echoes.
ma'am, your voice is okay.
Check now. Is it okay? Everyone turn off your microphones and then check. Can you hear me?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
No.
Clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So that's your truth table. See, normal and or XOR, these truth tables you should know. Okay. These we are hoping that you know. If you don't know, I will tell you. So for AND, this is the truth table. For OR, what is the truth table? Just the opposite of this. Right. A, B, A or B. So if A is true, B is true, then A or B is also true. If A is true, B is false, then A or B is still true. If A is false, B is true, then also it is true. Only if both conditions are false, then OR statement gives false. These are AND or truth tables, right? Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Can I ask doubts of week one activity questions here?
Yeah.
Ma'am, can we continue the last question that we just solved? There was one more question attached to it, I guess.
No, this is the one. This is the last question.
Ma'am, the last
So, ma'am,
question that we did, can we just...
This is the question we did, na? Fourth question. After this, so there are no more in
No, ma'am,
2.1.
there was one more question attached to it. If you can just go back to that once.
This.
The graph of the found, not found. Mhm.
Which question are you saying? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are only 4 questions in activity
Ma'am, the last
2.1.
question of not found, found table, the graph of that. Just the
This
last
number
question
3.
that you were explaining before the truth table.
I was explaining this question only, number 4. This one. Not found.
Yeah, if you can just go to that question once.
Yeah, which part you're not understanding?
Your screen, ma'am. Can I see that question on your screen?
Oh, you can't see. Wait. I thought I was sure. This one, na?
Yeah, ma'am. It was one, and there was one more question to it, right?
No, this is the last one.
Okay, ma'am.
hello.
Okay. Yeah. What other doubts you have? Tell me.
Sir, ma'am, in activity question 1.6,
1.6.
yeah,
This sanity of data.
yeah.
Which one? 2 questions are there. Let's solve them. So consider the following table created using paragraph words dataset. How many data entry errors does the above table have? So if your word is and, part of speech is conjunction, letter count is 3. Is there anything wrong in first row?
No.
Saturday, noun, letter count 4. Is there anything wrong?
Its letter count is
Letter
wrong.
count.
Letter count is wrong. That means one anomaly we have found. Third one was. Was is an adjective.
No, verb.
Verb. So 2 rows are having Wrong data entry. So answer is 2. And this one,
Oh,
consider the following table maintained by the staff at SV stores. Are there any data entry errors with respect to sanity of data? So first row, socks, cost per unit is 60, number of unit purchased is 2. So total cost should be 120, right? 60 into 2, but it is 150.
That is the
So
error.
this is one wrong thing. Second row, shampoo, cost per unit is 150, number of units is 1. 150 into 1, total cost is 150. This is fine. Horlicks, 270 cost per unit, number of units 1, total cost 270. Grand total is they're giving 570. But since this first row is wrong, so we don't need to check that. So are there any data entry errors? Yes. The error is in summing the total cost. Or it is saying yes, the error is in computing the total cost of the item socks. So I think this is the error, right? Option B is the correct error.
For the first question, actually, was not an adjective. That was one error. And the second one was
This and is, I'm sorry, Saturday has more than 4-letter count, right?
okay. Okay.
Okay, so these are the correct options. Okay. Anything else?
I understand. I have 1.7 activity question 1.7. I don't understand the question.
Okay, let's start from the first one. What are the basic data types that we have come across in this lecture? Okay, these are totally lecture based, so I do not remember exactly what was in the lecture. Which question do you not understand? Which question exactly do you have the doubt in? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, ma'am, I wrote here. I wrote it here. Actually, I have a question in practice assignment 1.
You said activity 1.7, right?
No, I wrongly said that, but I
Okay,
have
practice
in
assignment 1. Okay.
question number 11.
Question 11.
Question 10 also, ma'am.
Activity practice assignment for week 1 was not discussed in class. This
It
should be
was
done by now.
Discussed, ma'am, but
Okay, fine. I'll tell you again. See. First, let's take question 10. Somebody asked, right?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
10 and
My question is
11. These two. Every time some student always has question on this flowchart. Okay. See. Question 10, first you do. Select the most appropriate data type specific to words dataset. Okay, just match the following. This is so sequence number of card. What type of data type is that?
Integer.
Integer. So A is 1. Now, can you eliminate any options from that? Last two options can be eliminated. A3 will not happen. A1. Word yellow. What is it? What type of data type is this word
String.
yellow?
String.
String.
So A1, B3. That means these first three options are mine
Yes,
now
ma'am.
under consideration. Letter count.
Integer.
Integer. So A1, B3, C1. So from that only you can give the second option. Don't even have to check the rest. But part of speech is again string. So D should be also 3. And is the first letter of the word a vowel? That's a Boolean question, true or false. So E should be 2. So option B. Clear?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
And this question, who asked it?
Yeah, ma'am, Farid
Yeah.
Ansari.
Okay. So see, this type of question, what you can do, just take any 3 distinct integers and then check the flowchart. Okay. So A, B, C. If I take them as 3, 4, 5, A is 3, B is 4, C is 5. Now you run it in the flowchart and see what X represents. That will answer your question. So
No, I can't able to
yeah,
solve it.
just do it with me. A is 3, B is 4, C is 5. Fine. We are starting. Is A greater
3,
than
4.
B?
No.
3 is not greater than 4, so go to the no branch. Next question, is C greater than B? C is 5, B is 4. 5 is greater than 4.
Yes.
Go to the yes branch. X is set to
B.
B. Right.
Oh.
So let A be 3 distinct integers given what will X. Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Hmm.
Due to network issue, I can't show what you said. Can you repeat that?
Let me just take a screenshot of this and I will post this and then we can write on top of that. Okay. Give me 1 minute. It's difficult unless I can write. One second.
Equals 3, 4, 5. Three, 4, 5.
Hmm. Let me share this. Can you see it? Visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now we are just going to take an example. So the question says A, B, C are distinct, right?
Yes.
Let's say A is 3, B
B
is 4,
C is
C is
5.
5. First question, A greater than B, 3 greater than 4? No.
Sorry. No.
No branch. In no branch, what is the next question? C greater than B, 5 greater than 4?
Yes.
Yes. So go to yes branch. X is
And X
equal to
is
B.
equal to 4.
Okay, take another set. 5. Let me take this as 9. C, let's take 3. Okay. Same. First question, 5 is greater than 9? Yes or no? No. Go to no
No.
branch. Next question, 3 is greater than 9?
No.
No.
Again, go to no branch. Next question, T, that is 3, is less than A? That is 5.
Yes.
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 So X is 5. Now, from these two patterns, what can you tell about the number that X is storing? It is the middle number, right?
Mm.
Between three distinct integers, the middle number. That is what you are finding out. Let's see the this thing once. Wait.
Hello.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Yeah, so from this now check which one. Second largest number among ABC. That should be the answer.
Second largest.
Right. This type of flowchart, just take 1 or 2 examples and check for yourself. Do a dry run.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, I have question number 4. You practice assignment.
4.
Yes.
It's
Uh,
shopping bill status set.
Initialize variables.
This one, right?
yeah. Question number 4.
Look at the question and check if this is the question. This, right? So this is again on shopping bills data set X. What will X represent?
Shopping is not as stores.
So arrange all cards in single pile first. Then A, B, X are all set to 0. If file 1 is empty, stop iteration and execute step 7. That is divide A by B and store the result in X. So we don't have to care about this now. Until and unless file 1 is empty, we will read the top card in file 1. Okay. If the shop name is not SV stores, Then add total bill amount to A and increment B. So that means for every card from a different store than SB stores, we will add the total bill amount to A and increment B, right? And then move it to pile 2 and repeat it. So when will we stop? When pile 1 is empty. So after the
Yes,
execution of the while loop, A contains what? Sum of total bill amounts of all stores other than SB stores,
yes, ma'am.
right? B contains what? Number of such store, number of the times we have done the summation. Because for every
Actually,
time you're adding total bill amount, you're incrementing B. So dividing A by B will give you what? Average total
average
bill
of
amount from
Average.
all shops other than
the
SB
fourth,
stores.
Other than, so fourth one is
Fourth one.
yeah, fourth one is clear. Actually, I have made a mistake in reading the question because यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है if the shop name is not every store
Huh.
and yeah
hmm,
I read
other
it
than stores.
that it is every store. So I have made mistake in question reading. So yeah, it's
Okay,
clear
that's
now.
all. Just read carefully, right? Okay. Anything else?
Just now I have more thoughts. Graded assignment question number one, ma'am.
No, graded we can't discuss yet. Graded deadline is 18th, right? After
Actually,
deadline, we will discuss graded.
okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Can I leave
Okay.
it, ma'am?
Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you, everyone. Have a good night
Thank
and
you,
join
ma'am.
the next
Thank you very much.
Friday.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, one thing.
Yeah.
Ma'am, whenever I open this that kind of a list where I have to check the words and adjective,
Hmm.
I'm a little bit technically sometimes technically glitch happens. So I was asking, there is an option where they says that uh, open it with Google ID. Yeah, ma'am. Gmail account. Yeah, ma'am.
What are you trying to do?
Ma'am, to open the list of the cards and all those lists to check
Okay. That
the
means the
words
data
and
sets you want to
yeah,
check.
yeah, data
Okay.
sets. So
Mm-hmm.
there is an option to open that thing with the Gmail ID,
Hmm.
the Google Drive. So whenever I open it, is it like just it's just in portal through it is opening or it is just storing it every time on my Google Drive?
No. See, whenever you go to that link on the portal, it will redirect you to the drive, right? From there, you can check, or if you want, you can download them also.
Okay, downloaded it in my Google Drive and then see it.
No. It is in
Uh,
the drive itself. You download it to your system, to your
Okay,
files.
so,
okay.
ma'am, there was one more thing actually in
Ma'am, just
this.
if I can complete, ma'am, once.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I download it, ma'am, in my PC. You are saying that in the desktop and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I don't, it's like,
Then you just have to go to the drive every time and check.
yeah.
Not your drive,
Uh,
the drive link that is given in the portal.
yes.
Actually, brother, you log in with another Google account. That's why when you go to the drive, then the Google says, okay,
No.
continue with that
Just
account.
see, always do the login with your student ID
So,
only. Okay.
ma'am, it's not like it is saving in my Google Drive. It is
It
just,
is not saving anywhere. It is just
okay.
opening.
It is just opening. I have to open
Yeah.
again and again. That is the only thing.
Yeah. So better thing is you just download it and save it in a file in your computer. That's better.
It's just for the 2 weeks only, I guess.
No. These data sets are there for every week. No? For
Okay.
all 12 weeks, these are the same data sets we'll work with.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
in this scores data set,
Hmm.
I think there is some problem because there are only 30 cards in
Hmm.
this. Sorry,
There
there
are
are,
supposed to be 30.
yeah, but there are only 29 cards.
No. Just check the PDF. Don't check the individual cards there. One card is
Actually,
missing. So we ask you to
actually,
check the PDF.
no, ma'am.
Generally,
Actually,
card number 11 is
this
missing.
card is started from zero. Okay,
Ma'am,
there is no
in the
starting point.
exam, you said that the questions which will involve the data sets will not be coming because the data sets are quite
No.
long
See,
and we will
data
not
set
be
means
having.
that you won't have to check each individual card, right? The data set template is given to you. You don't have to check all the cards. That type of questions won't come. But all
Okay,
questions
ma'am.
are from these data sets only. So you don't have to know the template. We will provide it in the exam anyways. And
Okay,
also
got
the
it, ma'am.
sequence number of the cards in sports data set, like someone was saying, it starts from 0. Okay, so 0 to 29 you will find.
Even word count data set also starts
Yeah,
from 0 to.
everywhere the sequence numbers are going to start from 0, and you will see that when we go to the next weeks, we are starting some questions where we check the sequence number. So there we will start with -1, so that we are not assigning the sequence number immediately, right?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Ma'am, what did you say? It is starting from 0 because we don't have to assign the number 1.
No. For every data set, the sequence number of the card starts from 0. That's it.
But why, ma'am?
That's just how they have done it. I mean, see, the reason is that in
Because
indexing, what we do is we start always from 0, normally, indexing.
because
But why?
listen,
That's
me,
just
ma'am.
the rule, but you can start from 1. It is fine. You can always
It is
adjust
a
your code.
Ma'am, it
sentence
like
update.
I asked it, ma'am, because I thought because in the coding and all that in the loops, maybe it has some
No. See,
importance.
whenever you start, basically this is related to indexing. So when you do array indexing, list indexing, so you'll see that indexes usually start from 0, right? But if you want to change that in your question and you want to start from 1, then you have to adjust the rest of the code
Ma'am,
likewise.
what's indexing?
That I will explain when we do lists in week 5. Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Can I explain him why in all the things start for 0?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. But see, I would have to leave because I have a meeting. So if you don't have any more
Okay.
doubts, then I'll leave the session. Okay, you can continue.
So Sai, can I explain
Bye bye, ma'am.
this?
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sai, would you want to understand it? Hello. Sai, listen me. Hello.
बोलो, आपकी आवाज थोड़ी धीरे आ रही है, बताओ क्या बोल रहे हो?
Okay. Actually, when you
हिंदी में बोलो,
start
आपको कोई दिक्कत नहीं है।
मैथ की क्लास जब आप पढ़ रहे थे ना,
अच्छा।
तो सर ने आपको पहले ही लेक्चर में बता दिया था कि मतलब कि जो हम लोग जो यहाँ पे जितने भी जो रूल्स हैं मतलब नेचुरल नंबर के उसको यूज करेंगे इंक्लूडिंग 0, because in the real life 0 also a part of natural number, because
Okay.
when we call 0, it means कि कुछ भी नहीं है यहाँ पे, मतलब it is the absolute 0. So 0 is also part of natural number. That's why we use 0, because 0 denotes nothing here.